Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new week of Pokedex. Now, I know, last Friday we didn't have a Pokedex video. We had the Conquest match because I was preparing for Orlando Regionals. I was generally, like you can ask my group of friends, I was generally trying to come up with a good Pidgeot deck. But there's only 2 Pidgeots out in TCG or 2 Pidgeots available, and both of them kind of suck. So I decided to cheat, if you will. Evolutions is right around the corner, so we're gonna put the Pidgeot week on hold. We're gonna skip Pidgeot, we're gonna go on to Raticate, and then once Evolutions hits, which should be in 2 weeks, I will do a Mega Pidgeot deck in order to compensate for the Pidgeot week I skipped. I hope that's okay. If it's not, well, I'm sorry, that's how it's gonna be. And yeah, today I bring you this Raticate deck, which, disclaimer, I ended up searching for a lot of Raticate decks online to give me an idea, or to see a solid list, or see if I was missing something. And huge props to Dark Integral Gaming, or Donald. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. Some of you guys might even be here because of him, because of the shoutouts he's given me a few times. And yeah, huge props to him for the base of this list. The Pokemon are definitely 100% just like him. I mean, it's not that hard to come up with a 4-4-4-2-2 Raticate Ariados line. It's very, very important. And in yesterday's Gyarados video, I was facing against Galvantula, and I kept saying Ariados because I had this deck in my mind. Anyways, Raticate Break, main focus of the deck, 110 HP, nothing to write home about with a break, but Super Fang, you immediately and automatically place damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until the remaining HP is 10. Now, that is pretty cool. It can deal 210 damage to a 220 HP Scizor. It can deal a lot of damage, but that remaining 10 HP, how are you going to deal that remaining 10 HP? Well, that's where Ariados comes in, because Ariados allows you to poison both of the active Pokemon, yours and your opponent's, unless they're grass type, right? But with Ariados and Raticate Break, you should be able to get one-hit KOs on absolutely every Pokemon card in existence. And to top that off, Raticate's ability means it can't be affected by special conditions, so the Ariados ability doesn't actually affect you. And what do you do if there's a Garbodor in play? Well, you Lysander the Garbodor and you use Dirty Shock, because not only do you poison the Garbodor, but you discard all Pokemon tool cards attached to that Pokemon. So a lot of the Mega decks that are running Garbodor are running very low counts of Escape Rope or Switch, and they're focusing on Float Stones. So you get to not only poison the Garbodor, but remove its only way to retreat. So if your opponent can't find a Float Stone, you could potentially get rid of Garbodor completely for the next turn, or repeat the Lysander play, but you will have Ariados available and you can get a KO with Raticate Break. And if that's not a solution, if you need to get a KO on a Mega Mewtwo, if you need to get a KO on something, you have another 2 ways to deal that extra damage counter, or to pressure your opponent into getting KO'd potentially. You have Faded Town, which places 2 damage counters in between turns on Mega Evolution Pokemon. So the Mega Evolution decks are mostly the ones that run Garbodor, although I guess there are Dark type decks too. But with Faded Town, you get that guaranteed extra damage counter you need to get the KO. And with Bursting Balloon, you also get that chance. If you use Raticate's attack and you attach a Bursting Balloon to it, that means your opponent has a choice. Either they don't attack and accept the fact that they're gonna get KO'd by the Bursting Balloon. I mean, they don't attack and don't get KO'd by the Bursting Balloon, but your Raticate survives, or they do attack and you get a hopefully 2-for-1 price trade-off. So aside from that, we have 4 Sycamore, 3 and 1 Teammates. I'm really liking Teammates in this format. Really liking Teammates, and I feel like it's going to be really crucial in this deck. So crucial that I could see myself bumping it up to 2 potentially. 2 Lysander, so that you can Lysander up Garbodor or any other threat your opponent might be holding on to. And then we have the 4 Berserker, 3 Ultra Ball, and 3 Level Ball. You can search for everything with Level Ball except for the Raticate breaks, so that's why I went with the 3-3 line. 1 Special Charge because DCs are the most efficient way to power up Raticate, and 2 Super Odd because Raticates and especially Rattatas with their 30 HP are gonna be very, very fragile. 2 Floatstone in order to make sure Auxiliary doesn't stay up in the active spots, and that's the Raticate break. So let us go directly into the standard format ladder and see how we actually do with this Raticate deck. Now, I did talk a little about my regionals experience in the Gyarados video yesterday, but I will be making a tournament report, a deck review, a deck profile review of my Greninja list, and a tournament report, probably coming out on Saturday, I would say. Yeah, probably coming out on Saturday, maybe Sunday, I'm not sure, depends on when I have the time to record it. I already have every slide planned. It's not gonna be me playing, it's just gonna be me showcasing the list and then talking about the regional and then showcasing what improvement I would make to the list. And yeah, so we start off Remoraid, and I don't know what we are up against, but I hope. Okay, Mega Rayquaza, that's cool. That is definitely cool. Okay, gonna play the Level Ball. I am going to find a Rattata and I'm gonna check my prices. So both Spinarak are available. Looks like all Pokemon are available except for Rattata. I mean, except for 1 Raticate break that is priced. What else is priced? 1 Sycamore is priced. 1 Energy and 1 DCE. Okay, so our prices are not too big, or too game changing, if you will. The Bursting Balloon's gonna get discarded, so I might as well attach it to the active. I'm gonna attach an energy to the Rattata, and I'm gonna have to Sycamore here. I lose 2 very valuable Pokemon, but hopefully the Super Odds are still there. My hand after... Wow. My hand after the Sycamore is actually really bad. Really bad. Feels like a Greninja kind of hand with all the Faded Town and the Bursting Balloon. And I'm in trouble, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am in a little bit of trouble. And wow, we see Raichu Break with an 170 HP dealing attack. 170 damage dealing attack, not 170 HP damage attack. What the heck, Pablo? Okay. I don't see why you would use Raichu Break here. Generally, I do not see why. Takes 2 manual turns to power up. You don't get to Mega Turbo Energy onto it. I don't know. I generally do not know. But we do have quite a few outs from this situation. We have a potential 2 Level Ball and 3 Ultra Ball. That's 5. Then we have 2 more Sycamore, which we know are there. That's 7. Then we have 4 Berserker, that's 11. 3 N, that's 14. We also potentially have teammates, although I doubt my opponent will get a KO here. So we're at 11. Don't have Trainer's Mail in this deck. And then we have the 2 Natural Octillery. And my opponent ends it, so that's great. That is definitely great. I don't think my opponent will end up dealing damage to my Remoraid. Dealing 10 damage in exchange for 6 damage counters is probably not worth it to him, but it's generally not gonna matter at this point in time. Yeah, he simply passes. Because of how my deck works, those 6 extra damage counters would definitely have not mattered at all. Now, I like that there's little pressure on me having Ariados available every single turn. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna Ultra Ball, I'm gonna get rid of the Spinarak. If Ariados gets KO'd, that's fine, but I have Ariados and Faded Town as a way to KO Mega Ray, which is really cool. And then here I'm gonna... I'm going to... I guess I'll Abyssal Hand first. See what I get. I do hit an energy, and I even have the Raticate Break. But... I don't want to end my opponent, so I'm gonna hope he KOs my Remoraid, and then I will be able to evolve into Raticate Break, attach an energy, and through Octillery and N, hopefully I will be able to find a way to KO the Mega Ray, or even the regular Ray. I generally don't care which one it is. My opponent uses Fan Club as his supporter, so looks like he's actually quite stuck at the moment. Looks like he's actually quite stuck, and yeah, he's gonna Dragon Pulse for the KO, deals 100 damage, but looks like we're about to get our first KO with Raticate Break. Raticate does have Retreat. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, and we get the Level Ball to immediately find the Ariados, which is great. And that's actually what I'm gonna do. That's perfect. That is actually perfect. My opponent doesn't seem to have too good of a response right now. For this Raticate Break, and now, do I end? I guess I do, because I want to set up more Raticates. Even though I'm gonna get a 2-for-1 price trade-off, I unfortunately cannot find a Raticate, so if my opponent finds a Stadium, a DC, and 2 more basic Pokemon, he could KO the Raticate Break, and with no backup Raticate. Okay, so I'm gonna play down the Stadium. Since I do have Ariados, there's a little less pressure on me having both cards at the same time. Abyssal Hand for 1 doesn't get me the Raticate, which sucks, but I'm just gonna Super Fang, and then in between turns that Rayquaza EX is going to get knocked out, which is awesome. This is so awesome. Okay, teammates could potentially help as well. Maybe a Wally could be good in here, probably not, but maybe, I don't know. Okay, there's a Mega, evolves with a Spirit Link. That's okay. There's a Lightning regular energy, which I am okay with, because that just means, yeah, but it doesn't matter because we are 100% gonna get a KO, probably on a Pikachu. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably gonna be on a Pikachu unless we find a Lysander off of this end, which we do not. Buddy Rescue. Okay, I will take that. I will actually get back the Raticate Break. I don't need anything else at this point in time. Maybe I could have taken something else so that I could put down. But even if I get the KO only on Pikachu, the bursting balloon probably doesn't matter. Wow, he decides to sacrifice Shaman. That's really weird. So I'm gonna go down to 2 prize cards now. I'm gonna go down to 2 prize cards, and I'm not gonna complain. And the Faded Town even damages Mega Rayquaza. And I top deck the Lysander. Okay. So, see, the thing is, even if I get a KO here right now, which hopefully I will, I still need to set up more Raticates. So that's what I need. More than KOing, like, because my opponent decided to sacrifice Shaman instead of an EX, all I need is to secure a Raticate Break potentially for next turn, and I do find one, which is awesome. And I keep finding energy, which is great. So now I get to use Poisonous Nest. I have a Raticate Break in my hand. This Raticate already has energy, so if I can find a supporter next turn, or a Verseeker rather, through Octillery and a Raticate Break, I should be able to get a KO here. Super Rod and another Raticate Break. Okay, so seems like it's really easy to find the breaks, but it's not so easy to find the regular Raticates. But now we're down to 2 prizes against a Mega Rayquaza Raichu deck, which makes me very happy. Not gonna lie, this situation we're in is definitely making me very, very happy. And my opponent uses Body Rescue once again. I guess I'll get back the break because of the fact that if my opponent does end me, I have 3 Raticate breaks available to me to try and not have to rely on that in order to KO the Raichu or potentially KO whatever else. There's the Raichu break, doesn't really make a difference. Doesn't really make a difference, and there's the end. Okay. But at this point in time, without the stadium and another basic Pokemon, my opponent doesn't even have the KO on Raticate. And there you go. Circle Circuit for 100, and Raticate break survives with 10 HP. Okay, there's the victory, yeah. My opponent was definitely not gonna have a chance here. And Raticate break demolishes that Mega Deck. I will agree that was most likely not the most competitive Mega Deck, if you will. But I'll take the win. I mean, how often do you say Raticate break beat a Mega Rayquaza deck? That was really cool. Really cool. Okay, I guess the biggest issue for this deck would be potentially a Darkrai Giratina Garbodor deck, because it prevents you from attaching DCEs. The in-between turn stadium doesn't help you, and it doesn't help you, and you don't get to attach Bursting Balloon either, and with Garbodor it shuts down Ariados, so it has a response to every single thing your deck has. I guess your best bet is to do the Lysander into Garbodor with the Raticate strategy in order to try and eventually get that thing trapped in the active position. And going first is really cool. Going first here is really cool. Looks like my opponent will mulligan after I choose my basic Pokemon. I do not have an extra basic Pokemon here, unfortunately, and we are up against a Mega Scizor deck. So most likely Garbodor will be here, but we do have Faded Town, we do have Bursting Balloon. Both cards really useful. The energy discard could be annoying, except, well, actually the stadium discard is gonna be annoying. That's what's gonna be annoying. Okay. So, I'm gonna Ultra Ball and I'm going to get rid of 2 Raticate breaks. I will find the Rattata. Wow, 1 Rattata is priced, which actually could be important. Off of the mulligan, we don't know if my opponent is using we don't know if he is using Garbodor, but I would imagine he is, and I'm just gonna end here. My Remoraid and my Rattata should be safe here, and okay, so this is not good news. Off of the end, once again, we don't draw a very good hand. I'm gonna attach an energy to the Rattata and I'm gonna pass. But as you can see, I wish Remoraid was not the active Pokemon. There's a Crushing Hammer, he does flip heads, and wow, that's a really cool coin. Axelgar, and I forgot the name of the other Pokemon. There's a Spirit Link. Hopefully we see an N from my opponent. That would be very nice of Johnny Blaze. Yeah, there's an N. I will take that. If he ends us, I will definitely take that. Oh, he's gonna shame him for 4. Okay, so maybe he won't end us. Maybe he won't end us. The Metal Energy, which prevents damage, is not gonna help him. He does Sycamore. Wow! He chooses to Sycamore away 2 Berserkers and then another Sycamore, I believe, over giving me an extra 2 cards. That's a ton of resources that just got wasted. And wow, okay, Majerna. Yeah, I can't beat Majerna. Majerna prevents Raticate break from placing damage counters on any Pokemon Okay. Ouch. Magearna is a really big deal here. A really big deal. Yeah, Magearna is a really big deal. The metal energy prevents... Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna try. I don't think I can win here because of that stupid Magearna. I definitely can't win here because of the Magearna. Magearna prevents Raticate BREAK from placing any damage counters. Okay, so that's a big problem. I'm gonna need my opponent to whiff. And yeah, the fact that I got a completely dead hand really sucked. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna concede here, guys. There's no way I can win right now. Magearna just stops me in my tracks because I cannot place damage counters onto it, and I have no way to neither shut down its ability nor do anything else really. So I'll whatever. And that hand after the end, I mean, what are you gonna do? Now it looks like we're up against Volcanion, so I'm okay with that. Volcanion, for this matchup, the Ariados is definitely going to be very important. Very, very important, because Faded Town obviously doesn't hit Volcanion or Volcanion EX, or Shaymin or Hoopa, right? Definitely doesn't. My opponent taking quite a while to decide who goes first. I mean, I guess with Volcanion you can't argue going second is okay, because yeah, and he actually chooses to go second, because odds are he will most likely get a KO. Now this hand with the double Berserker and the Sycamore is not ideal. Not ideal. And yeah, there's a Ninja Boy, and there's, yep. Hex Maniac could be really important in this matchup so that he shuts down Spinnerack, but I probably need to set up 2 Ariados in order to ensure that my Raticates can potentially live. And starting Spinnerack is probably worst case scenario. Hopefully the other Spinnerack is not priced though. Hopefully the other Spinnerack is not priced. Yeah, you just have to set up so many basic Pokemon on your turn 1 that I guess there's a merit in order to... Okay, I will take that. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna use an Ultra Ball, and I'm gonna check to see what's in here, and the other Spinnerack is available, but we only have 2 Rattatas. We only have 2 Rattatas. There's 2 Rattatas priced, so that's definitely not good news for us. Definitely not good news. Okay, with this other Ultra Ball, I'm actually gonna find the other Spinnerack instead of a Remoraid or another Rattata, and I'm just gonna Sycamore here. Man, these hands after our first supporter, it's like, what do you need, Pablo? Oh, okay, don't worry about it, we got you. We won't give you anything of what you need. And Spinnerack is freaking weak to Volcanion. And I can't Lysander and teammates at the same time. So we are actually in a lot of trouble. We are in a huge amount of trouble, because we didn't get Remoraid because a lot of reasons. Okay, decides to keep Ninja Boy. There's an energy. I mean, if it doesn't KO Spinarak, that's even worse, I think. That is actually even worse. Wow, he's gonna Shaman for 1. What's his 1 card? Looks like his hand is really bad. Looks like his hand is actually really, really bad. But he can Ninja Boy away the Shaman, find a Volcanion EX, and use that to KO the Spinarak. Yep. Looks like that's what's going to happen. So I might end up having to buy a turn with the Lysander onto the Volcanion, and I won't be able to use teammates. Oh boy. And I top deck a break. Still doesn't help me. I guess. Ugh. I mean, I guess I take a risk here. I'm going to teammates for the Raticate and a Sycamore? No. And then N. And hope he doesn't find another Volcanion and another Fire Energy. But wow, this hand is just absolutely terrible, guys. Absolutely terrible. So I'm just gonna Dirty Shock. Everyone needs Volcanion and 2 more Fire Energies. 3 cards. Previous turn, he did not have a supporter, so he opted to use Ninja Boy and a Shaman for 1. Off of his prize and his top deck, what's he going to get? A Max Elixir. Okay, that works for me. That works for me. 5 cards. If he whiffs the KO here, maybe we have a chance. Maybe, except not really. Because now all he needs is another Fire Energy to KO my Raticate. And I'm going to end him into what's probably going to be a good hand. And I won't have a Rattata to evolve into Raticate to respond immediately to that Volcanion EX. Okay, decides to attach to the active, which doesn't make too much sense to me. Oh, is he going to Verse Seeker into, Ninja Boy into Shaman and Sky Return to prevent the KO? Oh, no. Man. Guys, I was so excited for Raticate. I was generally very excited for Raticate, especially after that first game, but the previous 2 games, Bien and the Sycamore simply bricked us. I mean, sure, all the cards I drew are useful, but not when I get them all together on turn 2. And now we're up against a weird Dragon type, Metal type, Fighting type deck. Huh. Okay. Chef Bones decides to go first. Can we get an actual playable hand this time? We do. We actually do. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. The 2 Rattata being priced in the previous game obviously did not end up mattering at all. And here we actually have a pretty okay setup. And we're up against a Carping deck. Oops. Raticate is actually weak to Carping. But my opponent uses Bridget. And Oh boy, Axew, and Cobalion. So looks like we are up against oh boy. Man, if he gets a break, okay. No Rattatas priced, one Raticate priced, no Raticate breaks priced, no Ariados or Spinark priced, so one Raticate, and then one N, and one Sycamore, and 3 Water Energy. What the heck? How do I price 3 of a single card? Okay. So unfortunately, I'm gonna help my opponent out here with a N. Huh, 90 HP. Doesn't really make a difference, does it? I'm gonna level ball for another Rattata, because what I need is a lot of Rattatas. I need a lot of Rattatas. And maybe if I attach the bursting balloon, my opponent will not attack my Rattata. Maybe. Man, 30 HP is really bad. 30 HP is legitimately really bad. But my opponent decides to attach to the bench Axew, so I am okay with that. I am definitely okay with that. And decides to evolve a different one. Okay. Okay, so I guess he made that mistake. I don't mind this. I definitely do not mind this at all. I can Ultra Ball away the teammates and whatever else I top deck, or potentially the Raticate. I can find Octillery, I can find Raticate. And yeah, the double fracture there. I mean, I'm sure he runs Rare Candy. I have no idea what. I can't even remember the name of the stage 2 Pokemon. Axew, Fracture, and wow, there's a Registeel. Registeel was really problematic. Okay, the Floatstone is really awesome here. And I'm actually gonna go after the Raticate instead of Octillery, because getting the Raticate out in order to get the Raticate break, I feel is more important. I will give my opponent a fresh new 6 cards, which might give him the Rare Candy and whatever else he needs. I will get rid of the Stadium here. I will definitely get rid of the Stadium and a Berserker, because I don't want to get rid of another break. And now I will find Octillery, which is awesome. He will still need to find a way to retreat the Carping though. So I think I'm good here. I generally think I'm good. 30 Shock or Ariados' ability makes no difference here. No more follow-up Raticates though, which that's not good. I'm gonna play the Faded Town. There's really no Stadium we can be worried about. I'm just gonna 30 Shock. I remove the tool, which was getting removed anyways, and I poison the Carping. Next turn, I can potentially Sycamore for 7, except I don't have Sycamore, so I can end for 6, I guess. The energy goes onto the Fracture. What's the name of the card? Haxorus. Haxorus, that's the name. Haxorus. Okay, my opponent simply passes. Haxorus. I will attach the Flowstone to the Ariados. I will evolve into the Break. Okay, so seeing my opponent's hand, now I'm gonna try not to end, but I really would like to find backup Raticates here. And it's just not gonna happen, apparently. It's not gonna happen. Okay. Dragon Slayer. I mean, I could end. I think I'm gonna end. Yeah, I'm gonna end. Help my opponent out a little bit, but I generally don't think his deck is that competitive. I don't even know what Haxorus does, and if it were really good, I think I would know. Not because any other reason other than the fact that I would have known, I would have seen the spoiler, I would know what it does. Okay. 30 Shock. Or we might be genuinely surprised here. or we might actually be genuinely surprised. There's a Sycamore, we have a Lysander, we have our Ariados set up, we have our Raticate Break, we can potentially find a follow-up Raticate, and my opponent doesn't even promote the powered up Fracture, so looks like he's not gonna have time to, or looks like he might not attack this turn. Yeah. The Scorched Earth, I guess, is problematic. He's gonna Echo Arm back the Bursting Balloon, and he's gonna Sharp Fang for 20 damage. Wow, he got rid of DCE and a double Dragon Energy. Okay, there's a third Fracture. So now, it doesn't matter which Fracture I actually KO. He can get up to the Haxorus. I'm gonna guess that Haxorus attacks with 3 energy. Bursting Balloon doesn't affect us, and he actually opts to attack and gives himself 6 damage counters. Doesn't really matter, honestly. It generally doesn't matter at all. And here I'm just gonna replace the stadium, and I'm gonna take the KO. Poisonous Nest. I'm literally only dealing 10 damage with Super Fang right now. Look at that animation for 10 damage. Wow. But with the poison, Fracture does go down. So not surprisingly, I've drawn, I believe, 2 water energy off of my prizes. Half of them were water energy, so it makes sense. There's the Fracture. There's the Fracture. Replaces the stadium, attaches to the bench, and uses Wally. So is he gonna evolve the bench one? No, he actually evolves the active. Okay, he has 3 attacks. And I can't even read. Okay, Dragon Pulse. What? Oh boy. 130 damage. Wow. Okay. That hardly seems fair. So we're gonna actually trade. We're gonna be trading Raticates for. We're gonna be trading. We're gonna be trading Raticate for a Haxorus. I do have teammates, right? Yes, I do. So I am going to teammates here. He should have the KO on the next Raticate. I would imagine he will. I'm gonna find this guy, and I'm gonna find this guy, and then I evolve this guy. I evolve this guy. I attach a DC to this guy. I attach this to this guy. And I'm gonna retreat into the Raticate Break, and I'm gonna Abyssal Hand for 2 more cards. Not too useful, honestly. I'm gonna Poisonous Nest. Well, I guess the Verseeker guarantees I have the follow-up KO on the next Haxorus, which is good. 160 HP, so at least now we're gonna Super Fang for 150 damage, which is cool. And then in between turns, Haxorus does go down, but we're not out of the woods yet. We are definitely not out of the woods yet, because probably, yeah, promotes the Fracture, and he's gonna get a KO on the Raticate. And we actually, like, he could power up Cobalion here, and Cobalion would be able to grab a prize against Raticate, and we won't have a follow-up KO on that. So we 100% need to set up another Rattata, Raticate, and Raticate Break. And I made the mistake of not super arting back the Rattata. Definitely a mistake there. And he has Scorched Earth. 2 Carpings down, a Bursting Balloon, no difference, and doesn't attach an energy. Okay, that's huge. That is really, really huge. Yeah, we might actually may have lost to the Haxorus deck. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna teammates once again, and I'm going to find a Rattata, which is very important, and I guess I could find the break. I mean the regular thing. Yeah. Probably. Yeah, I'm actually gonna use Super Rod. Man, I really could have. Oh crap. No, I made a mistake. I had to get the break. I had to get the break. Oh, that was really dumb. I had to get the break. I had to get the break. Now I have to hope I hit it off of this abyssal hand. Oh, I did not pay attention. Oh, wow. Thank you, PTCGO, for making up for my very, very dumb mistake here. Very dumb mistake. I apologize for that. I should not have grabbed that Super Rod. And I was about to attack before using Poisonous Nest. Apparently, I'm not at 100% right now. Okay, so that thing is poisoned. I'm gonna use Super Fang, get another KO, go down to 2 prizes, and this Raticate BREAK can probably get another prize card before it goes down. There's the other water energy. Because my opponent didn't attach an energy in the previous turn, he could potentially power something up with Carping Break and a Fighting Energy. If he does get it, he immediately ends. So yeah, this is like, I mean, it's not the competitive matchup you will see in a standard tournament, but it's definitely it's weird. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do this. I get another KO, and I go down to 1 prize. And with the Ultra Ball, I am able to guarantee the Raticate here, which is what I needed. Well, I still need the break for next turn in order to ensure the win, but this should be more than enough. And I'm gonna Sycamore here to thin out my deck even more. So I'm gonna evolve there. I'm gonna use a special charge. I will put back the DCE. It's simply thinning out my deck as much as possible. I'll grab this guy, and I can't thin it out anymore. I will use Poisonous Nest, and I will get the KO on Carping. And we should be good here. We generally should be good. Our prize card is the N, and yeah, so it comes down to which Raticate ends up taking the last prize. My opponent could end me, but my deck is now only 13 cards, and all I need is to find the break. That's why I played the level ball, because the level ball cannot find the break. And he's actually gonna Lysander the Ariados, so I'm really glad I set up 2 Ariados. Okay, so Quick Guard prevents all damage, but it does not prevent effects of attacks. Therefore, we are good to go here. And there's a victory. Great. Woo! So, Raticate, guys. This has been Raticate Week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoyed watching this deck. I feel like it has some potential. You could have fun with it at a league challenge or at league itself. It definitely has a really cool concept. But yeah, Majourner EX obviously stops you in your tracks. I think without the Majourner, the Scizor matchup might have been okay-ish. Not with the hand we drew, but with other more normal conditions, you could definitely pull off a win there. But that's gonna be it from me, guys. I have to go to work. Otherwise, I would probably play one last game. And I'm gonna see you guys probably tomorrow with my regional report, or if not, on Monday with brand new standard decks. Thank you so much, and bye.